In this video, we're going to work through the corresponding parts of congruent triangles. Our congruent proof number 3 on page 13 of your proof workbook. So in your proof workbook, turn to page 13. We are given that line segment AC bisects angle BCD, and that angle ABC is congruent to angle ADC. Our job is to prove that line segment AB is congruent to line segment AD. So I notice right from the beginning that in order to prove parts are congruent, I first will need to prove that these two triangles are congruent. So we're going to go ahead and add in our given information. Line segment AC bisects angle BCD, and angle ABC is congruent to angle ADC. So first I'm going to use my givens to try to find some congruent sides or angles in my two triangles. In statement 2, it says angle ABC. Angle ABC is here, is congruent to angle ADC. So this gets me one pair of congruent angles. I need to find some more congruent parts in these two triangles. Let's go back to statement 1. Line segment AC bisects angle BCD. So this larger angle is being bisected by this line segment. Remember, to bisect means to cut into equal parts. So this angle is being cut into two congruent angles there. I'm going to add this to my proof. Angle BCA, this angle here, is congruent to angle DCA, this angle here. And we knew that because we knew that line segment AC was a bisector. So we knew that based on the definition of angle bisector. So by looking at our picture now, we have another pair of congruent angles. I'm trying to find another congruent angle or side that's in these two triangles. I noticed right away that these two triangles share side AC. If they share that side is congruent to itself. We're going to put that in our proof. Line segment AC is congruent to itself, line segment AC, by the reflexive property. That gets me one pair of congruent sides. I now have enough information to be able to prove these two triangles are congruent. By looking in the picture, I see that I have an angle, side congruence theorem. So these two triangles are congruent to each other because of the angle, side theorem. Triangle ABC, my top triangle, must be congruent, to triangle ADC by the angle, side theorem. Once now that I know these two triangles are congruent, because they're congruent, it must mean that these corresponding sides, line segment AB and line segment AD, it must mean that those two sides have to be congruent to each other because the triangles are congruent. And so finally, we are ready to state that line segment AB must in fact be congruent to line segment AD because those two triangles were congruent. Because corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. So by the CPCTC theorem.